In this example, we're going to look at 3 different ways of using dates with JavaScript. Let's look at the program itself. We have a web page, dates in JavaScript. Notice it says it's the weekend, time to program, woohoo. That's because today is Sunday. We're going to take a look at that. Not really interesting for the HTML for that. All you need to know on the HTML side is that we have an H3 with the ID of my day. So we're using JavaScript to set that phrase, whatever it is. So let's take a look at that first. When we get into the JavaScript, we're going to do a window onload equals function, and we'll call day greet, days to final, set the date, and set some initial stuff for birthday and age. Today's date goes in here. And this we'll call calculate. When we click that, it's labeled age, and we're just entering the value of month, day, year to show people what to enter here. So that's our onload function. Now the first thing we're looking at is our dates in JavaScript. This is done using a simple switch case statement. And so this is the day greet, which will appear here. So we have a new date statement. We set variable d equals new date. And today is d.getDay because we want the day from today's date function. Then we're doing a switch case statement. The day comes in as a number, 0 through 6, 0 being Sunday. So if you want the same thing for 2 different options, case 0 is Sunday, case 6 is Saturday, on either of those you'll get the statement, it's a weekend, time to program, woohoo. Now every switch case statement needs a break so that you don't go through all of these other statements. Once you've hit this, it should leave. So both of these will run, which is why you don't need any or anything, because you haven't hit a break statement. The break takes you out of the switch case statement. So this is a fancy if-then statement. So case 1 would be Monday, case 2 would be Tuesday, case 3 would be Wednesday, case 4 would be Thursday, case 5 would be Friday. You should never get to the default because it should always be one of the days of the week. So I set it to no one should ever see this one. Then we do the document.getElementById, which is the same in my program as I actually set that to a $sign, but I forgot to move that one to it. For my day, which if you look at the HTML, ID my day is set to whatever that date statement is. The next section is calculating the days left until the final project is due. So today is Sunday, September 4th. The final project is due Monday, December 12th. You have 99 days left to complete the project. So we're calculating that with days to final. Var today equals new date. And I'm declaring that again because this is a local variable, so it will go out of scope after you leave that bracket. And even though I've already created a day greet, I again did date as a local variable, so I'm not reusing that. I basically have 3 separate programs in this file. So we're using the today's date.inner HTML. We're changing this for today is, so we're just setting that to today's date. And the toDate string just makes it format in a fairly nice manner. Then we have the final, which I'm setting to a new date. And you'll notice that my input is a standard short date, but its output is the toDate string output. So that displays today's date and the final date. To calculate how many days till the final, we're going to check to see if today is less than the final, because the final is off in the future. If so, we're going to calculate the time difference using an absolute in math, so that it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Final.getTime minus today.getTime. And then we're going to have the difference in date, math to the ceiling, which means we're going to round up to the nearest whole day. And we're calculating milliseconds into seconds, minutes, hours. We're basically calculating milliseconds into date. We have rounded up with the ceil to the nearest whole day. And so days left right here, and there is a little bit of interesting HTML code here, just something to think about. I wanted to embed the 99 into this paragraph, so I didn't set an ID on the paragraph. I set a span ID to embed it inside, and I put a space in here. So there's a space before. It will collapse more than one space, so you don't have to worry about having too many. But my span with the ID embeds the 99 into the sentence here. Then my last one calculates your age. You can all see I'm old. So you put in your birthday, get age, and it will tell me how many years and how many new months old that I am. And the way that we do that is up at the top. So we're again setting a date equals new date. Now this is global because it's outside of here. I could have used that elsewhere, but again, I just pulled 3 separate programs into here. I'm getting the day for the date. I'm getting the month for the date, plus 1 because 0 is January. And I'm getting the full year. And then I have today being formatted that way because it's the way I wanted it to look. So I broke it apart to do that. And I've got a calculate function where I get today's value and then the birthday's value. And those are coming from, the birthday is coming from here. So we take my birth month and we parse it out of there. And we're changing it to an int value. When we take the birth year and we parse it into an integer value. And if the birth month is greater than the current month, age equals year minus birth year minus 1. Otherwise, age is 12 minus birth month plus month. That's just to give us how many months left because we want to know years plus month. And then we again calculate the age year minus birth year, age month minus birth month. This is just the birth month if the birth month is greater than the month. If the birth month is less than the month, we just do it this way. So age year, month, and then it has in the reply here, you are how many years old. So those are a few programs put together showing you how to do a few simple, commonly used date techniques using JavaScript.